thrilled to have Marcia Lane-McGee with us today. She's an author, speaker, podcaster, student, actually getting her master's now. We're talking about that. And a convert to Catholicism. She joins us today to talk about all her work. Marcia, thanks so much for being with us. How are you doing today?
I'm doing great. Happy birthday, Jay. You didn't tell me that earlier.
I try not to tell too many people because everyone thinks I'm older than 60, so I'm trying to...
He's in his 60th year.
Yeah, it's getting... Well, so thank you very much. Marcia, you have had a lot of changes going on. So tell us about, first of all, the weather out there and also updates in your life.
The weather's actually pretty great. It's that early fall that we get for about 5 minutes in Chicago. So I'm pretty excited to have it. Yeah, there have been a lot of changes in my life. I left my full-time job back in August, and now I'm a full-time grad student, getting my master's in pastoral studies at Catholic Theological Union here in Chicago. Mm-hmm. So I'm pretty excited about that.
As you should be. As you should be. Now, so let me go back to our last conversation. The Plaid Skirts and Basic Black podcast, I know, is going strong. And your book, Slim Pickens, Fat Luther, was on the very important list. Can you bring us up to date what's going on in all of your great work?
Well, Fat Luther Slim Pickens is still doing well. People are still loving it. We have a lot of libraries are carrying it now because people are requesting it. And someone had me recently sign their copy. I was at a show and they're like, I'm going to be at that show. Can you sign my book? And I signed their book only to learn it was a library book. So now a library book has a signed copy of my book. So I'm just, getting my name out there. And the podcast is doing well. We're on a little bit of a hiatus as we try to figure out what comes next in managing my grad school schedule. And Shannon just moved back to the area and managing her schedule too.
Marcia, when people think of faith in general, they always, I think a lot of people think of it's always a kind of a know this, know that, but yet here you are, you're so joyful. Tell us about that aspect of the faith in Catholicism. It's a faith of joy.
Yes. Oh my goodness. It's absolutely a faith of joy. And even understanding what joy really is, joy doesn't mean like it's a faith of happiness, right? Because things aren't always going to go well, but it's a faith of knowing that, like knowing and being secure in God's plan for you in your future and just having joy in that. And every step that you take, I think it's really important that as Catholics and even people just having uncertainty in life, manage their joy by staying grateful, staying focused, and just remembering your purpose. And so that's really a huge component of our faith, because being faithful and good Catholics doesn't necessarily mean we'll get what we want or, our life is going to be great.
And so for our people at home, just quickly, what convinced you to convert to Catholicism?
Oh, goodness. Well, I felt this searching and this longing in my heart for something more than in the faith life that I had grown up with. To be real, I was searching for a deeper truth. And I think that if you're searching for a deeper truth and that you're questioning, you kind of go back to the roots, right? And that's the Catholic Church. And I had a lot of hangups. I grew up Pentecostal. Both my granddaddies were preachers. And eventually what brought me to the church was Mary. Mary was she was my biggest hangup, you guys. If you growing up the granddaughter of two preachers, Mary's going to be your biggest hangup. So in prayer, I just really felt, like Mary and I had this great connection one day when I was praying, and it just kind of came out of nowhere. And I felt a calm and I felt an ability to trust and a peace. And since then, Mary has been my BFF. So don't tell Shannon, but Mary has been my BFF for the last 22 years.
Considering how important the Blessed Mother is to you, as she is to all of us, and prayer, we prayed the Rosary with you, many Hail Marys at a time. What is the month of the Rosary this October? How does that factor into your spiritual life?
The same way that the Rosary actually factors into my spiritual life. It's nothing different for me. I actually start my day with the Rosary with many Hail Marys at a time. If I am not out of bed by the time, I'm on the second decade. I am not functioning for the day. So it's kind of how I start my day. Like I can start my scroll on my phone. I get up about 6:15 and then 6:45 it's starting and I'm like, okay, mom says get up. So I guess I'm getting up. And so it's kind of how I start my day every day.
Well, Marcia, how could people follow your work and listen to Plaid Skirts and Basic Black?
Well, you can follow us on Instagram at psbb.com. You can follow me at stylishlyc on Instagram, and you can get Fat Luther Slim Pickens from AveMariaPress.com.
Marcia, it's always a pleasure. Best of luck in the grad school, and know we're thinking of you.
Thank you. It was wonderful to talk to you both. Have a good day.
Thank you
Bye,
so much.
Marcia.